Right, so I think it's a good time to do a bit of a tour of my room that I keep all my consoles and games in. It's a real mess at the moment. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff sort of stacked here, but then it's probably, when a room is messy, it's probably a really good time to look at stuff and check stuff out. So I might as well start over here. So I just recently got this Tomy pinball machine, which is quite neat. Although one of the cogs inside have slipped out of position, so it's not currently working at the moment. But I'll fix that, no sweat. I've also realised that someone has added. It's only supposed to have one ball in this, and it's got two extra ones put in there. So it's obviously someone's added that in. Then we've got also this is a control panel plate for came off my Tato cocktail cabinet. So it had an English plate over the top, and I'm currently working on it at the moment. And when I was pulling it apart, I found this one was underneath it, so it's quite good. Just got a bit of sticky stuff on it, but it'll clean up quite well. So that's that. I've got here. I picked up this Tomy game the other day. That's a wind-up electronic one. I've got a lot of Lego, but I try to keep it all put away because kids come around and they pull it apart, and it just takes months to put it back together. So this is some Indiana Jones Lego that I've just got here. This basket actually here is just chocker full of Lego. Here's my old CRT TV first television I ever bought and still own, 25-inch. We look down here, we've got some junk shoved in here. This is my V Saturn. I've just got it put in here at the moment for safekeeping. So that's a Japanese Saturn, but it's made by, who was it? HMS. HMV. So yeah, that's pretty sweet, and it runs really great, so that's really neat. I've got over here a standard Saturn. I've actually got two PAL Saturns. This is the second model, and I've also got my original first model, but it's having a bit of a problem playing at the moment. This Xbox is a modified one, but it's got corrosion, so the power button doesn't work quite right on it. It may work, it may not. So coming up here, so I've got my Astro Wars here. Now I had one as a kid and decided to plug the wrong power supply into it and blew it up. So recently, over the last few years, I've just picked up this one as a replacement. Got a little transformer that I've had since a kid. Some batteries for the Astro Wars. Here's my collection of Japanese Saturn games. So yeah, we've got a bit there. There's a fountain cartridge in there that I've bought probably about 5 months ago and haven't even tested it yet. Here's my Horus that I got from Retro Princess. Over here, I keep hidden, is my Sonic pinball machine from Tomy. So I keep that covered because it's got a little bit of fade to it, but I just want to. Also, I put stuff on top, so I don't want it really getting scratched. Going along, I've got some what do you call it? Game Gear games. Another one there. And so here's the start of my Mega Drive game collection. We've got here this bunch here are all Sega release games, so I kind of keep them in. I like to put stuff in sort of collections, so we've got quite a few neat titles here. Echo Junior. I got that off a guy I know, and he's just said, "Oh, it's just a dumb kids game." And so I said, "What do you want? $20?" He's like, "All right." So yeah, that's how I ended up with that. yeah, so quite a rare item here is my Sega digital camera. So yeah, good luck trying to find one of these. I came across this one by accident. Japanese release only. Yeah, I don't even know if it's a megapixel or not. The memory card sits in there, and you look through there, take photos. Only runs with Windows 98, so the photos I've got saved on there I can't get off because I don't have a Windows 98 computer. Game Boy. But yeah. So going over here, I've got a boxed Game Gear, a boxed Saturn controller, a Master System 3 from Brazil, another boxed control stick. I also collect a little bit of Viewmaster stuff, so I've got a few old Viewmasters sitting here. I've got a container full of reels for them, although these newer ones don't even work very well. This is my crappy Sonic 2 collection, so I've got quite a few different versions of Sonic 2. So it was just like, do that for fun, collect a different version of Sonic, the most common game you can get. So yeah, we're heading over here. So we've got Sonic holding an RF controller, some Game Boys. This is our family's original Game Boy here. That's got a bit of fade, but I was still looking after it. We've got here my EA Sports collection for Mega Drive, and some Game & Watch all sitting here as well. Some boxed Game Gear games, a boxed Game Boy. So this is an unknown Game & Watch computer made by Nintendo, but it was under a name of Probe 2000. I think there was some other variations of it, but you open it up, and I have done that. It's got Nintendo written on the boards, so yeah. Just a few more. Some pop vinyls, some Spectrum games, some more Lego, and some batteries for that. Now just heading down into the shelving here, so I've got a few Genesis games, Mega Drive games, another Game Gear just wrapped in there. I keep all my Sonic games hidden in behind here. Oh, and plus some other great titles that you might be able to guess what they are without me making a mess. But yeah, that's hidden in here. Some of my good stuff's kind of hidden at the back, so no one will ever know that I have it. Going over here, this is the sort of, from this point here across is a Disney collection of Mega Drive games. And then behind there, I've got some Japanese Mega Drive games as well. So, and some more PAL ones behind that. Coming over here, we have, we've got here Outrun 3D. I do have a Master System 1 and 3D scope glasses, but yeah, they work fine, but they're not really made for adult heads, so it's a bit tricky to use them. So at the moment I've got wedged in here is my Model 1 Genesis, a Mega Drive and a Mega CD, and then I've got some PAL Saturn games. Now over here I've got a Master System steering wheel, which are quite rare to come across. They're super breakable. That plastic, you can just imagine they got smashed by kids and that, so I'm not surprised that they're kind of hard to find. This one doesn't have its box, but it works fine. Some Mega CD games there, some 32X games, more Mega CD games, and again, yeah, I do keep good copies hidden behind somewhere. I should have a few rare ones hidden. And that is, even hidden behind more. Here we go. Yep. I even have a Mega CD copy of Flick, so that's a really good game. Down here I've got Dreamcast games. A lot of these are all originally bought when I got my Dreamcast brand new, so I'm the only owner of a lot of them. And then up here I've got a few ones that I've picked up second hand. Box Game Boy Colors and Pockets, and a camera. And then behind here, a secret stash of original boxed Game Boy games. But I won't go into too much detail there, but there's a lot of them, again, original to me buying them brand new. These are just some Japanese Dreamcast games. Alright, down here, what have we got here? Some control books. Here's some of the games that came with my Master System 3. This is... okay, so here's my SG 1000. Now, this was my brother's, and he died when I was quite young, so I've always held on to this. It seems to be only running in black and white at the moment, and it's gone very yellow. But it will be one thing I'll never get rid of and look after. But hopefully I can sort of do a bit of restore to it one day. But yeah, I wish it would run a bit better than it does. More of my Electronic Arts games. There's a few odd ones in here, and hard to find ones. Even probably this copy here, cardboard box. This one does not work on, because it's got the copyright issue that it was sort of made before they put in that stop you from playing copied games. It's a proper game, but they just, EA didn't have the proper encoding on them for the later models, so it only works on those original Mega Drives. So just moving on, whole bunch of SG games, SG 1000 games, Famicom games, a few more SG games. These are just DVDs. Oh, I do have Xbox games as well, and some PS2 games. Coming over here, we've got some Master System. So this is original grey Master System 2, Alex built in. This one here is this one's got Sonic built into it. Master System 2, and then down here is an original black Master System with Alex built into it. And as you can see, I've got some games here, games there, games here. Ghouls and Ghosts, Japanese version. What I didn't show you is hidden in this bubble wrap is a perfect condition Japanese Mega Drive 1. I do have a Mega Drive 2 that it's Japanese, but I've got that in my bedroom at the moment. Going down here, so we've got my Super Nintendo, and I have three Super Famicoms, but I'll keep this one out. My Mega Drive 2 that I like to play, and some more games. Yeah, so just some more games in here. Tintin in Tibet. Oh yeah. Just some games with no cases. Some more Master System games. So heading over here, there's not really much in this pile of junk here. It's the sort of stuff I've shoved together. Going into my cupboard here, it will be quite interesting, but I'm not going to start pulling stuff out. But I'll let you just have a look what I've got hidden in here. Here is the collector's edition of Sonic Mania. Came with the game, but because I got it in from America, that code that came with it didn't work on my PS4. Boxed Master System 2, boxed Mega Drive, my Super Famicom in here, I've got a Sega Saturn control joystick, original Lego from when I was a kid, a Menacer gun. These are just a lot of my PS3 games and PS1 games hidden in there. My original Dreamcast that I bought on release day, 64, and in this box I keep hidden is my Famicom games with a twin Famicom, which works perfectly fine. Disk drive works, but I don't really have many disc games. I've just sort of got a few there. But I've got heaps of these. I was collecting these pulse line cartridges, so I've got a few there. There's a few other ones, but I was trying to collect all of those original ones. Looking over here, I've got a Teddy Ruxpin and a Gubby. Gubby's not working at the moment, so I want to get that fixed up so when my niece and nephew come over to stay, they can get them telling a story. Hidden under here is a Denby that I got sent over from Russia, which is cool, but I've really got to get it out and have a good play on it at some stage. Heaps of Lego in there, but sort of at a glance, I think this is sort of everything I've got. I think there's a Japanese Dreamcast in there, a few boxed consoles here as well. But yeah, I think I'll probably stop there because that's more than enough to take in for now. So that's just a bit of a glance of what I've got here in my room. There's probably stuff that I haven't even shown yet that is quite rare as well. But you've kind of seen most of my stuff that I've got out. There'll be stuff I've forgotten, completely forgotten, that I've even got hidden away. I've also got some arcade machines out in my shed, so maybe one day I'll do a bit of a video on those as well. But yeah, that's sort of it for now. Got a few bits and pieces, but yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed having a look at some of my crap that I have hidden away. Alright, thanks.